Hello, everyone. Welcome to Majai Readings, Intuitive Readings with me and Jason. My name is Jai, and this is Channel for Grace, and we have Jason here from Ray of Light Tarot. Tonight, we are going to be doing some donation readings. Soon, I'm going to put up the links to sign up, but they're also in the description of the video. And it'll be I said it right, $25 minimum. Did I say that already? Yeah. So
I don't think you said it.
Oh, okay. So it's $25 minimum. And if you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe. If you have subscribed recently, thank you so much. Jason did announce it on his channel earlier today. So there's a lot of you that have kind of hopped over here to make sure you're here live for this. I want to pull up the chat to see what is going on and who's in here. But thank you guys.
Also, it may take people a minute to file in today. I know I've had some issues with the notifications going out on YouTube recently. So if nobody comes in too quickly, that may be why. I do have the list going for people. We have Deborah, Katelyn, Alisha, and Nicole already on the list. So
awesome. We've got Laminitic, welcome in. Isha, is that how you say it? Katelyn, hey Danny. Nicole, how's it going? Debbie's in here. Cynthia, hello. Christina, what's up? Oh, Danny's moderating. Thank you. He just posted up the link. Noel, welcome in. Helpa, welcome in. Yeah. Oh,
hey
they're saying that your sound is a little low. Well, I'm on my mic, so my sound is going to be always a little bit louder, I think.
My sound is low?
That's what they said. Esha. Ooh, I like that. And my screen is doing this really weird thing. Look, my fingers disappear. And you can see the green. All right. So who's first on the list?
Deborah. Deborah is first. Before we get started, I'm going to say a quick intention for Jai and I. And for
if Deborah is in here while he's doing that, and you can put up your question, that would be awesome.
Deborah DO72, or I think that's what it is.
Yep, she's in here. Okay, we're gonna say Jason's gonna say a little prayer so we can get ready. And let's have fun.
Okay, guys, everybody remember that this is a benevolent universe and a friendly universe. That is the truth, and that is the reality that you need to recognize and embrace. Thank you, universe. Thank you, source. Thank you, spirit. Thank you, angels, archangels, spirit guides, ancestors. Thank you for gathering around us. Thank you for gathering around Jai and her divine counterpart and husband, Don, and protecting their energy, their light, their vibration, their love, and their connection. Thank you for gathering around me and my divine counterpart and protecting our energy, our light, our love and connection. Thank you for all who come in with good intentions and high vibrations and repelling the darkness. Thank you for assisting us in our intuitions tonight, and for the clear and direct messages and the healing guidance for all those who are in need.
Satnam.
Satnam.
Hey, Miss Joe.
So, Jai, you were telling, I'm going to be using, guys, just for anyone who's interested, I'm going to be using the Morgan Greer deck, the Arcanum deck, and the Thoth deck tonight.
So I'll be using the Moonchild. Oh my God, there they go, disappearing. The Moonchild Tarot. I have the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit cards. I have these guys. They're called Spirit Rebels or something like that. And then I have the Work Your Light Oracle cards, which is more for like soul messages. I really like using it because of that. And yeah, we'll just kind of popcorn off of whatever deck wants to come in.
Nice. I like it.
Hey, Lindsay. Yeah, Thoth deck. That sounds really cool. Deborah, Debbie, will you put up your question? Dude, it's so cool.
It's caused ever since I started using the Aleister Crowley Thoth deck, that's just a whole new road we've gone down with trolls coming in. Aleister Crowley, the devil worshiper. Ah! He was doing satanic verses and stuff. Look, guys, the deck is awesome. It's a rad deck. I don't really care about all of that stuff. I just love the deck. It's really a cool deck. So
All right. Devine or Divine? How do you say it? Met, welcome in. Esha.
Oh yeah, they
Valerie
spelled
said hi to
divine
you.
like D-E-V-I-N-E.
Yeah.
That person. Yeah,
is
divine
it-
synergy. I think
Yeah.
they still pronounce it divine even though they spelled it with an E.
I like Devine.
Divine.
So if you guys want a reading, make sure that you donate to Cash App, or PayPal. Somebody just donated to the super chat. Okay, so let me read you Debbie's question. Will you please give me an update on me and my Gemini? We happen to be vacationing about an hour and a half apart next week in Florida. Will I get to spend time with him there?
That's fortune telling.
Okay.
What did Don say?
He said that's fortune telling. I just told her to be quiet.
Don, GTFOH, Don. Disappear, magically disappear, Don.
I literally turned off the mic and I'm like, you need to be quiet. Oh my God. Danny's cracking up. He said, was that Don?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. Hey,
The way
Brooke.
he said it too.
I know. Get out of here. Oh my God. All right.
That's your husband right there. That's your husband.
Just ignore the man behind the curtain, said Danny.
And the man in all caps in the chat.
All right. Oh, cards are coming. Oh my. I feel like we need music in the background.
Yeah. Nice, very nice. Well, weird. I don't even remember what her question was. It was about a trip. I was so stuck.
Yeah, no, I'll read it again. It's okay.
Okay.
Will you please give me an update on me and my Gemini? And then, well, there was kind of two questions. And then the other one is, she said, we happen to be vacationing about an hour and a half apart next week in Florida. Will I get to spend time with him there? And then she just asked if we need more money because she asked two questions.
No, but we need more money because that's fortune telling.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm trying to read this.
John, see how much you're missed when you're not in town?
Yeah.
Come on, enthusiasm.
Oh my God.
So, Deb, what I've got here, I'm going to go first, Jai. If you
Yeah,
don't
go
mind.
ahead.
I've got so many cards here that are really interestingly confusing. The first card that came out is the Death. Actually, no. Back up. The first card that came out is the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, because I did Morgan Greer first. So that's wish fulfillment, and the Queen of Pentacles is like that I've mentioned this before with this deck. I love how the Queen of Pentacles resting her hand on that pentacle. She's just really comfortable with the abundance she's representative of and that she has in her life. She's not holding on too tightly to anything or anyone. She's kind of like just chill. And that's part of what allows her, this is the wish card, you know, the 9 of Cups with this little child here. That's what allows her abundance to come in so easily, is the way she receives it and the way she holds it. Very just matter of factly, because she knows that, you know, you have to let what comes come, you have to let what goes go, and let what stays stay, and just have that understanding that this is not, that's how things flow in and out the best, and what should flow in and out flows in and out the easiest. You've also got the 9 of Pentacles here, so a lot of good cards here coming out. With the 9 of Pentacles right along there, you've got these 2 9s, which I was thinking, well, the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups are really great cards for the future. The Queen of Pentacles, a real great representation of you as someone who's very sort of on track and balanced and feeling very stable. However, you know, the 2 9s do represent the coming to the end of a cycle, and the Death card came out next, so a major arcana. So it's important for you to recognize that what I was just mentioning about the Queen of Pentacles may apply to this situation in certain ways. Not anything to get, you know, nervous about. That's the whole point. Whatever is coming to an end, it's very important that you allow it to end. And the easier you are about this ending, the less need for it to be something painful or something scary, because all that these endings really are the chance for something new to come in. And believe me, there's good stuff coming in, because although you've got the Wheel of Fortune card here as well, just another marker of something coming to an end, it's also the marker of some really new exciting chapters in your life beginning, or a new exciting chapter. And bottom of the deck, you've got the Lovers and the 10 of Pentacles. So basically what I'm seeing here is that whatever is happening here, whatever's transforming and changing, it's ending up with some real abundance. And this feels very divinely led. I mean, the 10 of Pentacles beside the Lovers is a lot of abundance and a lot of wealth, health, happiness coming in, or at least on the horizon with this thing. I don't know when it comes to a trip to Florida. Like, I don't know. I think that there may be some conflict involved with that happening. I'm not really sure. I have to say there may be some conflict about that going the way you want it to. That's the feeling that I'm getting, just kind of offhandedly. I'm not getting a real clear message one way or the other. I think it's still kind of up in the air. I mean, that is fortune telling. But no, I mean, really, it does feel like there could be some conflict with that. But ultimately,
that's interesting. She says, remember, he is in a toxic relationship that he is preparing to end. But look at what I got. I got the 10 of Swords, which is like, wow, you know, everything you just said, like summed up in one card. It's like the ending of something, moving into something different. Then we get the 3 of Cups.
Nice.
Whoa. Oh my God, this is going to drive me crazy. There.
Which is a nice card, Deborah. I mean, yes, there is the 3 represented there, but it is a good, ultimately, I think a good
but
energy.
it's like, yeah, it's a positive card. It's like fun. It's community. It's like, I'm seeing that for sure. There's something ending and there's something really fun coming right after it. And I also, I can't, it's like, I can't tell you that it exactly has to do with, you know, this relationship that you're talking about, but I can definitely tell you that the universe is giving you a very like clear message that the focus needs to be on like what the exciting thing that's coming into your life.
Yes. And something Jai and I kind of touched on when we were talking before going live, just in general terms, applying it to this is, you know, even when things in your life don't come in the way you thought or that you wanted them to, that contrast, that seemingly negative experience is actually preparing you for your manifestation, the thing you actually want. It's preparing you to get there. So you have to appreciate whatever that contrast is teaching you or preparing you for. So there's some tough stuff with the endings. Endings usually can be difficult, even if maybe it's not. Maybe it's just that person you're attached to or connected to, but they're dealing with the ending. Whatever it is, if it's difficult or really not difficult, it's about what it's leading to. And if you can stay focused on what you're manifesting and what it's leading to, it'll be great. And the only reason I said difficult is because of this 5 of Wands. It's conflict, and in this deck it is listed as strife, described as strife. So, you know, there is some potential difficulty leading you to what the Three of Cups that Jai pulled, and then the
So you
Lovers
also
here.
got the Page of Swords, which encourages you to be open to new opportunities that are spontaneous and free rather than relying on logic or intellect.
Nice.
So it's like, it's asking you to be open to something that's coming, that is not, you can't predict it. You can't know how it's going to feel, but it's like, it's here. And it's the beginning of something new, a new journey, a new path. It's going to bring fun with it.
Yeah, I second that.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Next is
that is
Katelyn.
Katelyn is next. That's what makes life interesting.
Definitely, Deborah.
Yeah, sometimes, when the questions are, so specific like that, and with timing and stuff, something that I like to tell people is that the universe doesn't really talk in time like that. And like time is an illusion for us. So just, want to know exactly when something is going to happen or how it's going to happen or if it's going to happen it's like a really tricky question that spirit can't really answer, because however it answers it, we will not understand it.
And spirit, I was talking to somebody about this in my meditations, my spirit guides, or you may get the message from source like soon. You're right there. It's soon. Well, soon to that side and soon in the physical body are two very different things sometimes.
Right, exactly. So it's like really we won't understand it. Right. Because sometimes, we get readings and it shows like, say we get a lot of like tower cards or, the devil or like all the, the death card and all this stuff. And it almost seems like things are going to fall apart right now. But then it's like you go on and maybe like in a few months from now, something really intense happens. And the reading was kind of like bringing to light energy that's like about to be manifested, but there's no way to really tell exactly when it's going to happen.
And it can also, like you said, that with that, it can be representing things that are occurring in your environment at that moment that are leading to that tower in our time, 6 months down the road, to sort of make you aware of what you're doing. Look what you're doing. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just important to know that. She's laughing. She says, I will stop asking my fortune to be told.
I think that's so funny.
That's pretty funny. So Katelyn, will you put up your question? I know how you feel. Like if you're like you mentioned being in that situation where he's about to end a relationship and I'm assuming that he's going to end it so that he can be with you. And like that is like a gnarly place to be. Because you know what I mean? It's like you don't really know if it's, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you never know. Like from 1 minute to the next, he could be like, never mind.
Right. Because people who are in relationships like that or marriages, getting a divorce. I mean, what if that person asks them to try again? To
right.
recommit?
And then
they're going to, whether they want to or not, they may feel like they should. And that's just what they have to do. And you have to respect that, I think, on a human level. Right, that we go through these types of experiences. It's very tough. I feel for you, Deb. Everybody
has their own free will too. So yeah. And mostly it's like everything that happens in our life with, relationships, especially karmic relationships, soul contracts, they're here for us to learn. So until we learn what we're supposed to learn from a situation, it will keep repeating itself.
And I 100%, Jai. And I would say, Deborah, no matter what door your person chooses, whether they choose to continue to make changes to be with you, or they choose to do something to stay with the other person, either way, there's a lesson in it for you.
Right. Yeah.
No matter what they choose, there's a lesson for you to glean from that.
Exactly. Katelyn's question, if you guys could please, if you're here in the live chat, if you could X out of it and then give it a thumbs up on the video, that would be awesome. So Katelyn says, I've been at a real stalemate when it comes to whether or not I should stay at my job. I love where I work, but I'm totally overworked and need guidance on what's best for me and my family.
Can you read that one more time, Jai, about the family?
Yes. I've been at a real stalemate when it comes to whether or not I should stay at my job. I love where I work, but I'm totally overworked and need guidance on what's best for me and my family. Are you the main financial supporter of your family? Yeah, she's a single mom. The question came to me like, I don't know, instantly I thought of that. I was like, you must be the only person like bringing in the income for it to be stressing you this much. I'm the only support. Yeah, exactly. And that's rough. That's rough.
Wow.
Are you looking at your cards?
Yeah. You want me to go or do you want to go?
If you're ready, go ahead. I'm
Okay.
still looking at one card.
Okay, so Katelyn, yeah, mine came out pretty clear. See, I'm using more traditional tarot, whereas Jai's got much more like intuitive cards to go through. That's why I've been usually going first, because it's come through a little quicker with these cards. So you've got the Two of Pentacles first and foremost, which just sort of is representative of that there is some kind of a choice before you to make. I also do recognize though that I think you're not really clear about what you have to choose from, because at the same time I think you're feeling like your hands are kind of tied here. You don't really know how you can make a choice. like you said, you're the primary caregiver and breadwinner and everything, the means of support. With this Nine of Swords, it's a little different than usual traditional tarot. In this deck, you see the Nine Swords, and then you just see these hands that are just, this leather strap is just binding these hands together. It looks really in an uncomfortable manner. Not that your hands could be tied up in a very comfortable manner, but this just looks really like something that you are bound to. So I also feel like there is a choice here, but it may not be the choice you think. And the reason I say that is because the next card you've got is the Moon, Major Arcana.
Wow.
Now, the Moon does represent things which are kind of hidden, and it also represents emotions which run deep. They're not usually expressed. They may not even be emotions that you're completely aware of or able to come in contact with all the time. So if anything that you're doing out of a feeling of guilt more than necessity, look at that. There may be some choices for you to address when it comes to the time you're spending at home that's free time, if you're doing things out of guilt and not just out of desire. And I'm not saying that I understand, I can imagine, I don't understand, but I can imagine what it's like to feel like you're not spending enough time in certain areas, so you force yourself to do a lot of things to try to compensate for that. But I feel like there's something coming through for me about understanding that Hillary Clinton wrote a book when she was first lady called It Takes a Village. And it was about how in this day and age with single mothers and people working 2 jobs, sometimes 3, it takes a village to raise children the right way, and to really lean on your support system. Even if you don't have the traditional support system, there is a support system out there for you somewhere, whether it's girlfriends, immediate family. I don't know what it is for you, but there's a support system there. I'm getting that message really clearly that there is, because you've got the Six of Wands, which represents victory. And then you've also got the Four of Wands, which in this deck has 2 women who look like friends to me, sort of supporting each other in some way or celebrating something. And the Four of Wands is about ascension or a celebration usually a celebration of unity. And you've also got the world. So you're coming toward a cycle of completion, at least regarding these issues that we're talking to you about. So really look for your support in those areas. And it actually may not alleviate the amount of work you're having to do, but it might alleviate the things you're doing in your off time, your downtime, out of guilt that's making you even more worn out. Okay. Somewhere in there is the answer, I feel, for you.
Yeah, you got the Knight of Wands, Ace of Wands, and the Hanged Man from my deck. And that's really interesting. I feel like right now, so like the Knight of Wands, I feel like if you feel like you have a vision, if there's something that you are wanting to move towards, I think it's really important that you start planning. Like you start thinking about, if this is, if what I'm doing right now is not serving me, but you're passionate about the type of work that you do, but maybe like in the exact company that you're working for or the position that you have, that part is not working out, but you do love the work. Maybe there's something that you need to go on your own path with. Maybe there's a business that you want to start or something new that hasn't been done, and it requires you to kind of take a leap of faith. I think that that's something that you should start thinking about if you're wanting to transition, because if you're not happy right now with what you're doing, and this goes for everybody, whoever is not happy doing what they're doing, if you don't get out and find something that lights you up, something that brings you happiness in your life, it's almost like it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And then later on in 6 months, when the next eclipses come and that crazy Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn happens, people are going to feel like they are completely lost if you didn't at least start to take the steps that you need to make your life the way that you want to live it. And the Ace of Wands, it's like this, the inspiration is here. The beginning of a new journey is here. And you probably feel like a little bit like the Hanged Man. But the cool thing about the Hanged Man is that when you give yourself the time to rest, if you need to rest, to wait, if you need to wait, a lot of the Hanged Man energy is like, this is a time for you to go within and look at your life from a higher perspective and ask yourself, what is the next step? But I feel like there's huge inspiration coming out of you that you need to start to activate or start working towards. And then you'll learn all the lessons and you'll kind of come out of that Hanged Man energy ready to hit the ground running.
Yeah, I think what Jai said is so important too, that, if you don't start making those changes that you can see to make now, if you're not happy now with something and maybe you can't change anything right now, but you can start working toward whatever changes you want, because you were saying, Jai, about where home is with these eclipses.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, now is the time to assess, where is home to you? Where is home to you? Where does your heart connect with as home? And if you're not headed toward that place or that thing, that person, even whatever it is, you've got to start making the changes in your life to get you on the path there, because that next time in 6 months, it's not going to feel better. It's going to feel worse.
And for anyone that's in that, at that crossroads of that should tell you, that feeling that you have inside that something is not right, that's your answer. That's what you got to listen to.
Yeah. And the Knight of Wands, it makes me think about someone who's kind of in and out. They're coming, they're going, no place feels like a permanent stop, or
they're everywhere. Yeah.
They're passionate, but they get burned out too. So.
Right. That's the burnout feeling that she's feeling. That's that energy of you're doing too much and the inspiration is not going to come out of that space.
No. But it's going to get better. Look what the Ace of Wands, the World, the Four of Wands. Right. These are great cards for where you're headed, where the journey is headed. So you're apparently you're already aware enough to really start seeing what you need to do to bring things to a proper cooling off point. It feels like, not a boiling point, but the opposite.
You might also just need to do some self-care. Like the Hanged Man, you might also just need to, maybe, I don't know if you can take days off or anything, but if there is a moment that you can get to yourself, I would do like Nicole, just she said, take a bath, you know, like
Yeah.
do something that relaxes you, that where you're not looking at your phone, your work stuff, your computer, like none of that. And you're just literally like, maybe go out and be in nature and like let the earth literally like recharge your energy, because you might come back and be like, oh, that's all I needed. I just needed to recharge and now I'm good and I can keep doing what I do, you know?
Yeah. And also, Katelyn, I'm getting sort of a thing that is coming through for you. I don't know if you're someone who lets people in her life sort of offload their BS on her. Like if you're someone that your friends go to
Well, she
offload
says that she
problems,
deals.
don't do that.
Yeah. And she also says that she deals with recovering addicts, which is energetically, that's gnarly.
Oh yeah.
It's a gnarly energy. And sometimes you may be taking on those energies because you're helping people, right? So you're holding the space of like healing and they're struggling. You know what I mean? So it's like
that happens. I do readings for people all day. And when I do some live readings, Katelyn, as you know, and if I noticed, especially the last few months, when I do readings for people who are in a place of lack in their love life, which a lot of people happen to be when I do the reading for them, they get the guidance from me and the cards and spirit about not coming from a place of lack. And I know all of these things and I don't come from a place of lack, but sometimes I find myself after I've done these readings in that mindset. And that's not me. That's not who I am. That's not the way my mind works. But suddenly I can find myself going into that sort of mentality, which is and I take on that energy that's other people's, of being almost, it's a very distorted vision of love and relationships. And even though that's not me, if I do enough work with people who have that vision, I can take that energy on. I have to be very careful with my self-care, protection, offloading.
Yeah.
And you do too. You really do.
Yeah. Especially with the work that you do.
Yeah. I mean, especially if you're in a close energetic connection, your counterpart will see those things coming up when you're working closely with people that are going through that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Thanks, Patrice. She just said labradorite crystal to flush negative energies. Yeah. Use the tools, right? Use crystals, ground yourself, take care of yourself. And because you also can't make important decisions when you're in that space of stress and overwhelm and burned out. You just can't. But yeah,
real funky.
All right, cool, Katelyn. She appreciates it.
You're welcome. We appreciate you too.
Yeah, you guys are still, the list is still open. Danny's been, Northern Comfort Tarot has been posting up the link on how to sign up, how to get on the list. It's a $25 minimum donation to Cash App, which is the money sign, Ray of Light Tarot, or PayPal. And the email is right there on the screen in the chat right now.
Yeah, I think it's NHJOOST92@gmail. So we've got Isha next. If you want to get Isha's question while she's getting it up, I'm going to check the apps real quick.
Okay, sure.
See if we need to close it.
Nicole says, at the end of the day, ask Archangel Michael to cut cords. That's right. To begin day, ask him to protect your energy and only allow energy. Yeah, there could be a lot of definitely self-care in that sense of like protecting your energy too that needs to be done.
Yeah, Jai, I think we do need to close the list.
Okay. What do we have?
Did we say 11?
Yeah.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then
Archangel Michael. Good evening. Thanks, Brooke. You guys make sure to follow Empress of Duality and Northern Comfort Tarot. These are two channels that we also work with. And I'm actually going live tomorrow with Danny from Northern Comfort Tarot. We're going to do our show called Conversations with Spirit and talk about all of the crazy energies that are going on right now regarding the eclipses that just happened, which the eclipses haven't actually, the energy of the eclipses lasts for like 6 months. Like the unfolding of the stories of what your life is going to change, how your life is going to change, continues on until the next set of eclipses. But for now, until the new moon on July 31st in Leo, you're still going to be feeling very intensely this last lunar eclipse that we just had on Tuesday. Yeah, it's super heavy energy. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Brett.
Okay, we can take 2 more if anybody else wants to get on the list.
All right, so 2 more. All right, Esha's question. I know there is a soul connection between me and my ex. Just wanted you guys to pull some cards to feel how the situation is progressing and anything I should be aware of. Like, should I be one to extend an olive branch? Lots of love to both of you. I don't understand that. Should I be the one to extend an olive branch?
Wait,
What do you mean by that?
did you do something wrong? I don't think you did you? I'm just remembering from reading for you before. I'm not trying to be a smart aleck. Like, I don't think you did you?
She says there is a soul connection between her and her ex, but she just wants basically like a general reading about how the situation is progressing.
Okay.
That's interesting. Oh yeah, there was Noel who donated to Super Chat. So will you add her to the list at the end?
Noel. All right, so one more person. Yeah, Isha, like, I don't know about the olive branch thing, but we'll see what comes through. But when it comes to like an apology, if I owe an apology, I believe in I used to apologize to people over and over for the same thing. I don't know why, but it's not respecting yourself. I believe in the one apology rule. If I do something wrong, I need to sincerely apologize and amend that one time.
She says, I didn't do anything wrong, but he thinks I didn't give him enough time in the relationship. So he broke up with you? Oh, wow. That's interesting. Katelyn, I'm trying to make this easier. Somebody's trying to connect. Katelyn, if you sent me an email, I'll connect you to Cynthia. My email is jaigobind@channelforgrace.guru. He did break up with me. Okay.
Whoa. Yeah, I think just to kind of kick this off, I get the feeling that I don't know what happened when you broke up, but I think you tried to fix it then with whatever way you could, and it wasn't apparently received, or what there wasn't a way to. I am getting the Ace of Rods, but I really feel like when I see this does represent a new beginning, but when I see this isn't actually you offering this olive branch. This is the universe offering this. And so to me, it's more about just sit back and, you could do that if you want to offer an olive branch, but I think it's so much more powerful and good for your journey to just sit back and let the universe, what comes to you is for you. That you don't ever have to wonder when something comes to you and knocks on your door. You don't have to wonder if it's for you then. When you go chasing something, you never know if it's really for you or not. You might find out the hard way that it's not, or you may be surprised that it is. And I'm not saying you're going chasing him by offering an olive branch, but I'm just saying, think about that. Does he know how you feel? Does he know who you are, what you have to offer, what your good qualities are? If so, you probably don't need to offer an olive branch. There's a lot in this connection, though. I mean, you've got the Four of Wands here, which is completion, and that union, or at least in this deck, it is the completion of something. But I think he is going to be offering you something in the future. You got the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Rods, the King of Cups here, the Fool. So that's a major arcana. It's either him or it is you doing something, and you're going to know without a shadow of a doubt at that time when it's time to make that kind of a move. I don't feel like this is any question. It won't be should I maybe. You'll know. Like your intuition is going to say, I need to go do something. And your heart, if your heart's telling you that you've got to do it, you've got to do it. Doesn't matter what I tell you, what Jai tells you, what comes through spiritually. But ultimately, to me, it looks like there's going to be an opportunity that you won't be able to question in the future. So right now, I would just sort of, set your intention very clearly to the universe, what you would like in this situation, and see what comes through, see what he does, if his heart's in the same place as yours, your intentions will come through.
I feel like with the Four of Swords, like I feel like somehow the reason why this is happening is because you're needing time to just chill. Like outside of the relationship, for yourself, the universe is like, this isn't, it's like an offering or something, it's like, we always say, oh, it's happening for a reason. But I think for you, it's happening because the universe is saying there's something that you need to just like slow down and take the time to see. And you're not going to see it if you're in the relationship, right?
Yeah.
It's just not gonna feel.
You can't see things clearly from inside that particular vortex, Right.
You got conscious connections from the Rebels oracle cards, and I'm feeling like it's interesting that you mentioned that he broke up with you because you weren't giving him enough time. And now it's interesting that now that's turning around and you're getting the Four of Swords of like, you need to take more time. It's just this like, it's this strange like theme that just kind of popped up. And maybe if you like, if this, I always like to encourage people to try to find or be in relationships or choose to be in relationships with people that they feel a conscious connection with, where there's more than just games being played back and forth. There is that you can be in relationships like that. I mean, there's like, really funny comedy skits that what's that Key and Peele put out. And the funniest one that I've watched is Megan, all the Megan episodes. If you watch them, the Megan episodes, okay? There's ways of being in relationships that are so not conscious and aware that it's comical. It ends up being really comical because you're like, are you fucking serious? But it is hard to look at how you are interacting in relationships and actually look at yourself and say, with awareness, like, what am I doing that's not helping right now? Like, because I do stuff too that's unconscious. That's like, it's just like, I just want something right now and I'm just going to do whatever, to get it, but it's not the right way to do it. Or it's not the conscious or the aware way to do it. So I think right now the universe is asking you to look at what are the things that you bring to the table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think a big thing is expectations. And also, Isha, I know it's hard when, like, I agree. With Jai, there's time for yourself right now. And I know it's hard when you love somebody and they love you. You don't want to wait forever. And somebody has to do something if it's ever going to progress, right? However, if you're in separation, it's for a reason. And these cards, it's so clear to me that there's going to be a moment and a time when you know what to do. You're not just kind of thinking maybe you should do something. You're just going to know. So I don't feel like now is the time. I got the Four of Swords for you also.
What?
And in this deck, he's meditating. So I think you need to spend a lot of time being connected. And you're going to get some really clear messages. So that time that you weren't giving to him, give it to yourself, to your higher self, connecting to source, and you're going to get the answers you need and know exactly what to do. You also have the Judgment card at the bottom of the deck. Awakening, connection, all of that.
You get also this Page of Swords. And in the picture, right, she's pointing it to her mind. And she's like focusing all her like attention to like, what, but then you also get beyond the mind, the heart beats. So you're like, there's some serious like work that the universe is asking you to do right now. And this
feels like a very divinely guided connection.
It's inner work.
Four of Wands, beyond the mind, the heart beats. This connection, and you know, people know when they're in a, like Jai was talking about, in a conscious connection that's like there's energetic connections. I'd never even experienced a connection like that until I was almost 40 years old, or at least if I did, I was a sleepwalker, so I didn't know it. Maybe, I don't know, but you know, I feel like you know when you experience a connection like that, that just
Yeah,
like you have to pay attention. You know,
it's hard to
it's
look
usually
at.
not about physical things whatsoever.
The other card you got here is the Eight of Pentacles. And like, I mean, what I'm seeing in the card, right? This is like hard work or like some kind of skill. What I'm seeing in this card is like this path that leads to, you know, through a portal. And to me, it feels like once you get through this gnarly time, you'll find that there's something really beautiful that wants to be expressed by you. You're going to come out of this and be like, wow, I didn't know that I was like this, or I didn't know that I could do this, or I didn't know that this thing inspired me, or, you know, like something, I don't know what it is, but there's something that you're being asked to like pause and explore, so that you can, like, maybe it's wanting you to go in a different direction than you kind of wanted to go. That's what I'm feeling.
And so, yeah, I totally agree, Jai. And I want to hold up again. The Four of Wands in this deck is so different, but it's like I don't know if anybody remembers the game Trivial Pursuit. It was kind of popular when I was a kid in the 80s. It's a board game that adults loved playing, and I thought it was so boring. But the way you win is you put these pieces of pie into your little pie thing here. And that's what this looks like here. And it says completion for the Four of Wands. So Isha, I really feel like I was saying about this being a divinely guided situation. Doesn't mean you're supposed to end up with somebody. It doesn't. Who knows? You know, you don't know that, but it definitely means that this is not over until it's over. There's completion involved in this thing. And since you're over here wondering if you should reach out, it's probably not over yet. So whatever the completion involves, I think the more you do that allowing, it's going to look at
Sorry.
that. No, we need to. I want Dawn to come and disappear again. That was so cool. That was so cool. You could, like, seeing it from over here, I was like, whoa, man.
I don't know, dude, Danny, I don't know if you're going to experience this, but Zoom made me update it, and now it's doing this. My hands disappear into the abyss.
Yeah, Danny's definitely going to. So crazy. So yeah, completion is involved here. Just allow it to come in. Whatever's going to come in, and you're going to see what you need to do clearly. If in doubt, don't do anything. And next would be Nicole.
Nicole is next. I wonder if she already put up her question.
Jai.
Yes.
When you moved your hair, it had like a green tint in the back. Yeah. Oh, there it goes.
That's my green screen.
So you could see how your hair would look this length, and this length, and this length, because it just like disappears. Yeah. It just like disappears. There it goes. It's gone. It's like your head is literally going away. Ooh, scary. That's voodoo.
God, it's voodoo.
That's voodoo.
Oh my God. You're welcome, Isha. Nicole says, what message or guidance does Spirit have for me at this time?
What message do you have for Nicole at this time?
Nicole is next. We got you on the list, Noel. It'll be, I don't know what point her name is on the list, but you're on it.
Because it was through Super Chat, I put her at the bottom of the list.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, the only thing that's the Super Chat, I think maybe one day I'll do some kind of Super Chat thing, but the way that YouTube works is you don't get paid if your
Once a month.
channel is monetized, you don't get paid until you make over $100. So for example, like I don't get over $100 on the channel, so I won't get that $25 at all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So that's why we always ask for the donations to go through either PayPal or Cash App. But no, it's
we
okay.
have to split it. When it's not both of us guys, we split it, so we can't get it from YouTube, from the super chat. You know what I mean?
And it takes a month to even get it. It's just they only pay out once a month, and whatever it's like. Once you make over $100, then they'll start paying you out. I'm sure you get payouts.
Right. It took a couple months though. I remember. I had forgotten about that. It does take.
Yeah.
And it's still the way it works is.
It's okay, Noel.
Like the 21st of this month, I'll get the whatever I made in June.
Right. It's like a month back.
It's staggered. Yeah, it's delayed.
Oh, good. Okay.
A message for Nicole.
And they take 30%. That's true.
Plus 30%. Yep, right off the top. They're no fools. Whoa, thank you. Nice. So I've got a few cards here, Nicole. You've got kind of a mixed bag over here. Well, not really a mixed bag. It's kind of like that game in Price is Right with the numbers where you reach your hand in the bag, and they're all pretty good except that red X. That's kind of like that. You've got one red X. You've got the defeat card, which is the five of swords, and that's not really defeat. I mean, that's really how you look at this. This is listing it as defeat, but the five of swords, that's that ego card. And there's ego affecting this situation here. If we're talking about your soul connection, right? I believe that's why this is coming out. That's what I believe is the case. That's the feeling I'm getting. I'm getting a clear, yep, that's it. So because there's other things that are talking about this as well. So as this feeling of ego turns more into a feeling of defeat, that's actually a good thing. So it's not a red X necessarily. It's just it's what the delay is. Because then you've got the Two of Wands comes through, and that's when the Knight of Cups comes in. So that's the issue here, is this ego death that your person's going through. And he's going through the ego death, especially if he's a divine masculine right now, with that all of the purging that's been done between the first and second eclipse, all of that purging of rage and anger and disappointment and all of this misplaced hostility. And then right below that is remorse, regret, feeling guilty for feeling those things that were misplaced, right? So as that comes up, that's when the peace. What was Lola from Water Baby calling the peaceful towers that are falling everywhere? It's a peaceful tower falling, because it's when you're crying out of sadness and remorse and a little guilt for the way you've treated someone or many people. It's sort of that tower's falling very peacefully, and that's the way this Knight of Cups feels like he's coming in very peacefully. It's kind of humbly to me. It feels humble. It's also a feeling of balance here with the Six of Pentacles. I love the way this card looks, and I don't know exactly why what the meaning is with this, but I always feel like that red stripe in the middle there going. It's like a red carpet to me that someone's walking down, and it's because as things become more balanced in your life, and as you start to feel more generous and able to reciprocate things, you also sort of you start to feel you're more comfortable and able to give yourself that sort of special treatment too. It's not just about the other person. So he's got to start loving himself in order to deliver this love to you. That's where the love is missing first and foremost. And it actually came out twice, just to reiterate, guys. Six of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. So this is the message. It's like, this is the message for me. It's Six of Pentacles. It's balance, but it's coming in. You've got the Eight of Wands here. That's those Cupid's arrows are flying, right? And I used to hate when people said that about the Eight of Wands. I don't know why. We all have our little things that annoy us, and when people go, that's Cupid's arrows right there, fine. No, honey, it's not. Yeah, actually it is this time. Once in a while, it is. And you can see this person is sort of shooting that arrow off, and that is those things.
Wow, I like that card.
It's beautiful. It's really special, and they're on fire, I think. Yeah. They're lit up.
Wow.
They're lit up. So there's a lot of passion being ignited here, and a lot of change, but it is coming from the death of that ego.
Dude,
So,
I mean, the cards that I'm getting are like, they're definitely for like her energy
okay.
emerging. You've
Nice.
got the Six of Wands. Look how beautiful this card is. Six of Wands. So it's like
Wait, what deck is that?
This is the Moon Child Tarot.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah. But there's this essence of like, in the image, there's this essence of like, you're standing and I feel that peace that you're talking about. I feel that essence of like, you are finally in a place where you feel like you've done the right thing, right? Like you've done the releasing, you've done the purging, you've done the letting go, and you feel good about yourself now.
Nice.
That's that feeling of success. Then you get the Empress. So when you finally are able to stand in your own power as that sacred divine feminine, you begin to extend your awareness out into like the earth, where you begin to notice how much when we ground ourselves, when we're courageous to go through those dark nights of the soul or those tower moments and release and let go, we finally feel this intense grounding energy, and we feel like all the support that we have around us all the time. This is the process of awakening. You start to like feel that energy and you're aware of it, which most people are not aware because they're too much in their head. But I feel like you're definitely going through a big like shift right now, and it's beautiful because you're finding your ground, and from there you're going to be able to rise up and do beautiful things. King of Wands, inspiration, more inspiration, and whatever else you see in the King of Wands, Jason.
Confidence.
Yeah.
That feels confident, especially that's like that profile, that close
Yeah.
eye. It just feels like, okay, it's all
it's the courage. It's like,
yeah,
you're like stepping into your power. Like that's the Empress is like, like she's in her power like that.
And which I was saying is so true. All across the board, divine masculines, and if the divine masculine is doing something, everyone's doing. That's how whether you're the feminine or the masculine representing more, you're gonna feel what the other side's doing, and because you've got the masculine and feminine within you. We all do. We have both, right? So if the divine masculine is going through something so heavy that it's like they're purging some really nasty, gnarly stuff, well, you're probably doing a little bit of that yourself and noticing it. I mean, I notice, I don't know if I'm masculine or feminine, but I would say divine feminine probably, based on the things I do and where I was in the journey. But I know that I identified with that purging of hatred for the feminine myself, based on the way that I was sort of treating the feminine representatives in my life recently. Like, no, back the F off of me. Like, it was a very defensive,
Kali,
righteous, but defensive. So
Kali, that's the Kali energy.
Yeah.
Like, don't mess with me. Well, Kali is the goddess from India, like the Hindu goddess that like cuts people's heads off. She her image she has like skulls in her hand and shit. Or she has like a necklace of skulls or something. She's the one, like her wrath, that it's an expression of the goddess.
But see, that is tough. That's like a tough energy. And even though you may be experiencing it, but see, for me, like after experiencing it, and I knew there were parts of that energy that were righteous in the way I felt, but when you express it in such a way, you have to kind of then go, okay, I need to not be so aggressive. Come with some.
Well, there's a time for it. Like,
right. But
there's a time for expressing that. Like, you don't want to hold that in.
No.
And
it came out around that first eclipse. It did.
Yeah, but then it feels so good that you like let it out, If you
maybe direct it at the wrong people, but yeah.
Well,
it's so good to let it out.
Yeah. Don't direct it at people,
right.
You gotta express it yourself. Like like sometimes expressing it is not like go crazy or do crazy stuff. Sometimes expressing it is just literally acknowledging that you are feeling that way. And then it like starts to relax. It just needs you to fucking acknowledge it.
That feeling is crying out sometimes for what? Yeah, acknowledgement.
Like, this is how I feel right now, and I'm okay with feeling like this, you know?
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome.
Cool. Who's next?
Next is Anne. You ready, Anne?
When is that time? What do you mean, Rob?
The time to be righteously angry?
Oh, when is that time? Is that
I don't know. Is that what
that's individual.
That's
like
when
that's
you feel
up
the
to
need.
you.
When you feel
You're
the need
welcome,
to
Nicole.
purge.
Anne says, what guidance does Spirit have for me related to love or my new business ideas?
This question feels familiar, Anne. So guidance for love and business.
Danny. he says when you're at the gym in front of the punching bag. That's actually a good answer.
Very true, Danny.
Yeah. There was, okay, you guys, I just read a book, and I'm not going to recommend it if you've dealt with a lot of trauma in your life, especially like what's the word for it? Like organized trauma, like some kind of like war, if you were like a prisoner of war or something like that. But it's called The Choice, and it's by Dr. Edith Eger, and she's a Holocaust survivor. So if those kind of images like just don't work for you, then don't read the book. But she tells her story. It's the memoir of her life. And she's now a psychologist. And one of the things that she had someone do, one of her patients, was literally punch a punching bag. Like that was her healing. That was like that was what she needed to do. So like every session, they just got together and like she helped her get into the space of like, okay, let's punch the punching bag. And it was like she was punching all of the people in her life that had hurt her and abused her. And I mean, she had dealt with like sexual trauma and like sexual abuse. And it was like it can be a form, like those bottled up things like need to come out at some point. And they can be done in a safe way. You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's one of the many books I was telling you about that I've got now. I haven't read yet since you told me about
it's long AF. It's like
yesterday.
It's intense. I mean, I honestly I
actually bought that book.
I felt depressed for like 3 days after reading it, and I didn't know that's why.
Wow, I'm glad you told me that.
But it's really intense. Yeah. So, but it's amazing because it shows, she demonstrates, you know, through her story and like through the people the stories that she tells about the people that she helps heal, how much trauma affects our lives. Like right now, like, and how it's still affecting us. And like, if we don't like deal with it, if we don't face the truth, that whatever the truth is for us, it'll never go away.
It's funny, you know, sometimes you do, like, I can so understand why some of us need a twin soul type journey, because sometimes you can hear about people's trauma, or you can watch stories on Dr. Phil, whatever, and hear these stories that are so intense and think, oh man, that's horrible. But when it comes to yourself, it's so hard to really get in tune or in touch with what your traumas are. But when you have a twin soul and you've got that mirror held up to you, and the triggers start coming in, you really find out what your traumas really are. And it's amazingly, I mean, I'm very grateful for that, as painful as it is. Wow. I would have never known some of the things that I needed to really heal that were just deep
Just reading the book helped me heal.
Yeah, obviously
the ability of like
through
this
the experience afterward.
Yeah. Well, it's the ability for her to like tell her story and like where she's at and how raw and how like truthful she is to herself now. And one of the things, like, she's actually a famous, she goes and does speeches and she gives talks to literally like soldiers and inspirational talks, you know?
And that's the thing, guys. When you say like, oh, I can't tell so-and-so the truth, I don't want to hurt them, or I can't tell them the truth, I don't want to give them this, whatever your reason is, there's something so powerful about the truth, guys. No matter how much it might hurt someone, no matter how much you might be afraid to see the truth in your own life, there's something so powerful about the truth. And I think it's so inspiring, someone like that can sort of stand in it and or show people to stand in it too, in their own.
Well, she chose to face it, like head on, face that trauma and face that fear and be okay with the fact, like accept the fact that this is an experience that she had. No, she can't do anything about it. No, she can't change it. No, she couldn't control anything about what she experienced or like how it went for her, but she can now. Like now, that's why her book is called A Choice, because now she knows. Like back then she didn't have a choice, but now she has a choice.
And you know what I got just from some of the things you had told me about that book, why I knew I needed to read it, but also something I think it's universal. Sometimes we may not be ashamed of the experiences we had, like the traumas we suffered, but you know what? A lot of times we're ashamed of the behaviors that we engage in as the result of those traumas. A lot of times in our present life or daily life as adults, we engage in certain behaviors or avoid certain things as the result of traumas that happened to us. And if you have shame in the behaviors you engage in, then that's the traumas that haven't been healed yet still too, because there's no shame if you were abandoned.
There's no reason to feel guilty about
and your response now is to hold on too tightly to something because of abandonment issues.
It's not
there
your
should be
fault.
no shame in what happened to you, and no shame in the behavior that you need to deal with as you heal. Mm-hmm. There should be no shame in that, and it's not your fault, right, guys?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Michael, for posting up the name of the book. And hey, Angie, and hey, Amanda. All right, so Anne, let me repeat her question. If I can find it. What guidance does Spirit have for me related to love or my new business ideas? Okay. I'm so like, oh my God, I need an artist to help me make my Oracle deck. Somebody who's really good with Photoshop.
We need to do a Zoom meeting just to talk about some of this stuff.
There's somebody,
I have some ideas, but I want to see what you think.
There's somebody in Mexico. She's like this beautiful artist and she's amazing. I can't remember her Instagram, but like I've been eyeing her work and being like, God, I need to like talk to her. But if anyone out there, like I love this kind of themed cards. Like to me, it's like the beautiful like pastel colors, like that's kind of my style, like my background, like that kind of imagery. So that kind of stuff inspires you. Let me know. Maybe we can work together, create.
Yeah.
And I need help with the images. Like this is just an idea. I wanted to create the images myself, but it's a lot of work. And if you're not very good with Photoshop, okay, like it'll take me a long time. I'll get it done, but it'll take me forever.
Yeah, I think you should just work with an artist and sort of present your ideas, you know, and your vision and see what they can collaborate.
Because I've got all the cards already and I've got the descriptions and everything, like basically the booklet. Like the booklet's done, you know, but like the images need like to come alive and it's a lot of fucking work. Like tarot decks are like 70 something cards.
78 cards, guys.
78 images.
Cards.
78 images.
It's a lot. It's work. It's fun, but it's work. But work should be fun. Whoever said work shouldn't be fun?
No, it's work. It's a lot of work, but it's like, it's totally worth it, man. Like, and I'm creating also another one that's called the Moon Goddess Tarot. Let's talk, Brooke.
Yeah, talk to
her. All right. Cool. So I want to read this one. and you got this card. It's called the Moon Child. And this is one of the special cards on the deck. It's not a major arcana, but it is in this deck. When this card shows up, it asks you to consider how you can cultivate your own sacred relationship with the moon. This luminous beacon functions as a great celestial doorway into new spaces and opportunities within and around you to help you see beyond the limitations of your lived reality. Through keeping track of her ebb and flow, as well as our feelings and sensations, each day we can refine our intuition and boundaries each month to help support more informed choices when it comes to our heart. The moon, so like the moon card itself is about facing your fears, and it's about looking into the kind of like the darker spaces, right? Emotion, and their emotions. But connecting with the moon or learning to flow with the moon as the sacred divine feminine is literally a gift that all women have. And when you begin to recognize that the moon affects you like so intensely, I believe this is a message for you about like learning how to flow with your emotions and how to understand that we go through all these like major shifts, 2.5 day cycles. These are the 11 moon centers. As women, we all have 11 moon centers. And so we go up and we go down and we go this one, we go that way. And sometimes we feel like we're crazy. And that's why most men, I think, probably look at women and think, oh, well, they're crazy. Well, that's because we're everywhere. It's like we can be all over the chart. That's our gift. So I think this is a message of asking you to look at your gift, and it has to do with your emotions, connecting with your emotions and understanding them and letting that kind of guide you in your life.
Yeah, and I want to add also, Anne, what Jai was saying is so true. It's also that the moon doesn't just affect you, you affect the moon. Just like the moon reflects the sun's light, the moon reflects our light. So the light that we have within us. So when you go outside and stare at the full moon, I don't know if you did like I did the other night.
I did, yeah.
And honor the moon and what it's showing you, it's going to reflect to you that light. And it's going to be affected by the honor you give it. And I don't know, there's something very powerful about our relationship with the moon. We can't stare at the sun. You can't stare at the sun, but man, you can stare at the moon and exchange energy. And it's such an exciting feeling to me. Like it gives me goosebumps when I think about it. I felt so like awake and alive in that moment. So do that.
Yeah. This card is the Queen of Wands, but what I see in this card is like the essence of this woman, like being in her sacred divine feminine, like the beautiful flower on her hair. Plus, not to mention that this card is actually about being, independent, being strong in like a spiritual sense, passionate and outgoing. Like, I feel like there's this, like a kind of like Nicole's reading. It's like you stepping into your power in that sacred divine feminine.
And confidence.
Yeah, and that confidence, the Two of Cups. It's like, to me, it could mean like, romance or whatever, but to me, it's almost like, and in this card too, it looks like it's kind of like a mirror. They're a mirror image of each other, and they're like holding up the cup to each other and like expressing through this gesture of giving each other like a full cup. It's almost like, whoa, this is weird. I'm feeling like this is you and your soul, and you're like meeting, you're like coming together. You're like presenting, it's like you're finally at a place where you have like lifted yourself up to like actually see your soul.
And look at the portal they're forming.
Yeah, right? Beautiful. Yeah. It's like you're holding up the full cup and your soul's holding up the full cup, and you're like, you finally reached a point where you're at a different vibrational frequency. So you can now move forward with that confidence, because that confidence gives you the ability to just like do whatever you want in your life. Yeah.
You also got the Four of Wands over here, which is sort of very similar look, like the feeling I'm getting after I immediately, I wasn't even going to start with this card, but when I was looking at her Two of Cups, I started feeling like really drawn to this one as well. You know, the Four of Wands usually has some images of individuals inside the Four Wands. This doesn't. What it does have is like this castle on a hill at the top of a mountain. And I don't know, I think it's so interesting. A big part of the journey when it comes to your life path, your business, bringing abundance in, even your love relationship, it's still a solitary journey in so many ways, I think, especially at this point in life. And it's important to recognize that, you know, in order to go on and do the other things. You did also get the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. Keep that balance. Don't be thrown off. Hold your center. And
This is
what's that one?
The King of Pentacles.
Yeah. Ace of Pentacles also. So
wow. Like
you've got good energy here, and
yeah.
for anything to do with business. And I think that came through before. Protect
yourself.
Yeah,
that's right. Oh my God.
Didn't this come through beforehand? The Seven of Wands for protecting yourself. If I don't know if it was you when it came to business, but this is coming through for you. So make sure you protect yourself. Now, the way the description on this card is actually valor. And you've also got judgment, the Ion, judgment. And I love the way this is about, I don't know. I'm not going to get too weird.
That's the Judgment card?
Try to stay practical. Yeah. And for me, there's some interesting messages here. I would say just to recognize yourself and how multidimensional we all are, and to recognize how a lot of what you're doing in the third dimension, if you're doing it right, you're pulling down from your higher selves in other higher dimensions when you communicate with them. So let's leave it at that. I don't want to get too crazy with you. But yeah, I feel like you're doing great things, and just keep remembering who to offer thanks to, and where to look for more. Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
And next is Brittany.
All right, what can you tell me what are the rest of the names?
We've got Brittany, Lindsay, Morning Glory, Alicia, and Noel. And I don't think anyone else. We probably should go ahead and close it. I don't think anyone.
Yeah, I think we closed it already, but we can check it one more time.
Okay, but I think that's
Brittany.
it. Yeah, Brittany now, then Lindsay, Morning Glory, Alicia, and Noel.
You're welcome, Anne.
Thank you, Anne.
Oh my God, Brooke, I thought that you had said that you can draw, and I was like, yeah. And then I was like, oh. And then I saw that you said you can't. You meant you can't. She said, I can draw for shit. But she meant I can't draw for shit. All right, Brittany. Yeah, man, Photoshop. I actually downloaded a Udemy course that teaches you how to use Photoshop. So I've created 4 of my cards for no, actually more than 4 of them. But so part of the Moon Goddess Oracle is the moon phases. I have the moon phases, like new moon, full moon, quarter moon, waning moon, like that. And I actually created those images in Photoshop, and they were simple because it's just like the moon in the middle and then whatever you want you know what I mean? But the other ones, like images, like, for example, something like this, where, you know, these are pictures of actual people and then put in the card, and then you add the swords and you add the background and all that other stuff. So it's like, it's a lot of work. Like each picture takes you about like a few hours. You know what I mean? Like, dang. But anyways,
right now.
we definitely need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Michael says he sent his payment via Cash App, but 20 minutes ago.
Okay, thank you, Michael. I'm adding you. I think the notification came up, but I was running my mouth.
Oh, okay. So here's Brittany. Are there any signs that I should look for to help me figure out my divine purpose, or any general messages from spirit? Ooh, I like this question.
That's what you should be looking for.
To help you figure out any signs I should look for to help me figure out my divine purpose. What lights you up? What's the one thing that you could do? You wouldn't even have to get paid for it. You would do it anyways, no matter what. Start there. What are you passionate about?
Kidding.
Travel, camp, be out in nature. There you go. You could be a professional traveler. A lot of people do that, man. They'll start a YouTube channel and they'll just travel around the world and show people the world through their YouTube channel. And they make money doing it too.
Yep. Good idea.
Man, you can do anything nowadays.
Yeah, there's really no excuse. You can connect to everyone in the world.
It's funny that you say that you're like connecting, camping, being out in nature is important for you, or you love, because you got the Get Grounded card. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives connect with nature. So right off the bat, it's like, yep.
I know this is weird. This is really weird, Brittany, but just like Jai just said, I just have to interrupt you because I got this desire and need to pull from my gay tarot. And I know that that's not, you didn't ask me to. I just felt like something said pull from the gay tarot for her. And the Guide of Coins came out, and it's kind of represented by this dark angel. And he's on this, it almost feels like, I don't know what that place is. I was thinking almost of like, not the Grand Canyon, but that part of the country. And it's definitely out in nature somewhere. And it's near, like, I was thinking of the Sahara, like the painted desert, I guess, but with the sky so pink like that. And there's a pinnacle in their hand. And so there's definitely some tie to nature here and money for me. There's a real, there's a connection between your financial abundance and connecting that heart space to this nature place. And you've also got the Ace of Swords came out from the Gay Tarot also. There's this Magician's Hat and the Ace of Swords. So there's real magic for you, and it's almost like a download or a new understanding for you that you've got to tap into. Nobody can give you the full answer. You've got to get the answer yourself. It's within you, or it's coming into you. So
you also got Dance and Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you.
Yep.
To me, that getting that card specifically, it's like get grounded, and then keepers of the earth, dance. This is all about letting the inner you come out.
And remember, as a light worker, think about what you're doing. If you're a light worker, obviously, I believe you are. I'm sure you are. If you're a light worker, and you find a career where you're doing something in nature, and it requires you to travel and move around, just by you're going to make money, right, somehow. And also just by you going to different places on the planet, you're going to be healing Gaia at the same time by your presence in these places. You're going to be transmuting energies. That's freaking awesome right there. Come on. That's just amazing to me. Like, that's so cool. I don't know what you're going to do, but it's going to be amazing.
The work that needs to be done right now in order for you to there's sort of like a little bit of a barrier or a bridge you got to cross, because you got the Crumbling, which is like the Tower card in this deck. You also got Boundaries, just like setting healthier boundaries, not letting people like take advantage of you, and then aligning your life. So focusing on what is no longer in alignment with you. And once you do that work, you'll be able to get grounded, which will give you the ability to start to more easily or more actively or with more clarity of mind, start to figure out what it is that you actually want to do and what is your purpose, your mission. But this grounded card and the Keepers of the Earth make me think of something along the lines of like Empress energy, like some kind of, not like a healer, but I'm seeing like some kind of like doula or something like that. I know that's like totally random, but some kind of like you use like the ancestors, or you work with the ancestors to like help heal the earth. And part of that work is like, oh, obviously you help heal people, you help heal the earth.
Yeah, I feel like you need to tap into like eagle medicine. Oh, there's something about eagles, or I see you like, it's crazy, like flying on an eagle over the water.
Dude, that's intense. Well, it's funny because eagle medicine is very much like the Tower card. It sounds really beautiful, and it sounds like epic, and it is really, really powerful medicine. But it's like the Tower, because the eagle takes you like in the shortest distance to where you need to go, which means all of the work you got to do now, and you got to do it. Like you got to move through your shit. Like we're all kind of going through this, like the universe, like asking us, like we're on the fast track now.
Yeah.
And like all of us. And so, and it's so cool that you say that, because that's the eagle. That's eagle medicine. It's like no mercy.
And that's why I think it's so important and so beneficial for all of us to have nights like this, because, you know, with tarot, it's so great. I love doing these readings with Jai when we can really use all of the cards to get to tap into the highest message too. You know, we can get really scared along this fast track journey. It can be really scary sometimes.
Yeah.
So we need to lift each other up and encourage each other. I looked up to you as the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords again from the top deck. Prince of Cups, bottom of the deck. I mean, it's all good. It's all newness and ideas and passionate, like a passionate, something you're gonna really feel excited about. And it's gonna happen quickly for you too. So don't be afraid of that. I know a lot of times I'll ask for something, and then when I feel it coming in, I get scared. No, I'm not ready. I don't want to do it. But really, let it come in. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Not scary.
Cool. Nice.
Okay, next, what was it? Lindsay.
Lindsay, will you put up your question, please?
Purium.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Danny says, I'm moving towards becoming a love guru. That's hilarious.
What was it? Never mind. I had this group chat I started with Jai and Danny.
Oh God.
And somebody else. Oh, Jessica.
You called it. Who titled it? Did you title it?
I did. Awakened Jackholes.
Awakened Jackholes. There's such
Come on, let's be real.
You're such a savage.
I know. Danny, we need to turn him into the love guru. The love gurus.
Okay.
The love guru.
Question.
Guru.
Okay, so Lindsay says, it feels like something has shifted in Tom for the better, I think. He's engaging differently with me, and I'm hoping to understand what's the most important thing to know about this shift. Thank you both. Oh, Lindsay. Yes. I love to hear that. I did a reading for Lindsay.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Ooh, I'm excited now to pull cards. What's the most important thing to know about this shift? Okay.
Very glad to hear that. I've done readings for Lindsay. She's remember the thing we talked about confidence, Lindsay? Any action you take from a place of acting from a place of sort of just knowing, when it's something your soul, like, you know how Oprah used to ask people, like, what do you know for sure? So if you know something for sure, or your soul knows something, you can act with confidence in that thing. Keep going with that always, especially in that connection. Because you got the two of wands, which in this deck is called Dominion.
Oh, wow. Dominion. Interesting.
Dominion. Nice. And then the 8 of Pentacles. So there's definitely an energy of, I feel like there's an energy of sort of the work that needs to be being put in it. And which is good.
Wow, you got four major arcana cards.
Wow.
But actually a ton of them fell out. But you got the Ace of Wands, you've got the Ace of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. So it's like inspiration is here. It's like I feel like you're starting to feel movement, or you're starting to feel shift. I feel like that wand, the Ace of Wands, represents sort of like the shift that Tom is going through. The Ace of Swords is like clarity is coming through, like more clarity of thought for you. And this could also be him. He's just maybe like stepping into more clarity for himself. 2 of Pentacles is like there's still something that needs to be balanced. There's still something that needs to be kind of worked on. It's funny, the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is the card where he's like kind of in the regular tarot, he's like carrying all those wands. Is that card?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like almost like overburdened or like overworked. That kind of energy.
Yeah,
well,
like he's having trouble,
yeah,
lightening his own load.
That's coming up. Also, the 7 of Wands. I'm trying to remember what it is in the.
You got
that too?
Here it is.
It's like
posture or
fighting against
protective.
Interesting. Okay, but then so those are like the minor arcana, and also
I think that's funny, Jai, because we're getting a lot of mixed energy here, and you got the 2s. I've got 2 2s, 2 of Cups, and 2 of Wands.
Whoa.
So there's a lot of choices, or like
balancing. Yeah.
So the energy shift, I wonder if the energy shift you're feeling is that he's in flux, and the energy is shifting like back and forth a little bit right now. Mm-hmm. That's what it's looking like from the cards we're both getting.
Then you got the Justice card, which is, to me, it's the forgiveness. To me, the Justice card is about forgiveness. But it's like forgiveness that leads to love. You got the Sun. But look at these two. What?
It's just we're getting like the same, like we're getting these crazy cards, and then like you got the Sun, I've got the 6 of Wands, victory. It's just like there's such a juxtaposition of energies here.
The Tower.
Yeah.
Right? The Tower. And then this is my favorite card. Shadow work.
Okay, well there it is. That's it. You okay? Dawn, give her the Heimlich. Sorry. You've got the 5 of Pentacles on my side too, which is similar to the Tower. I mean, not similar to the tower and what's happening, but the feeling is definitely feeling for sort of isolated. Now in this card, there is some comfort being offered. So this person may not be completely left out by anyone. There's a connection here happening in the midst of this isolated energy or feeling of being left out. So there's a transition, a real feeling of transition from this to this, right? Look at that. You've got just complete, definitely shifts happening here, right? And that Eight of Pentacles, that work's coming in, and it is leading us to a victory, to the sun. Jai had the sun, and what else did you have? You had the sun and something else. Really cards of victory. Oh, justice. Okay, justice. You know, forgiveness, healing, karma. Upright. It's good. So you're definitely experiencing a lot of transition. I think the message we're probably getting for you, both of us, that we need to relay to you clearly is not to have expectations and not to be shocked when there's sort of a backpedaling a little bit, because like I said, there's a lot of mixed energies here. So be okay with the idea of some bad days to go with the good days, but ultimately it's progress. It's good. And there's victory here and good things and happiness.
Dude, that's wild. I can barely talk. I like swallowed down the wrong hole.
I hate that. That's the worst feeling.
I know. I'm okay though. I'm okay.
Good.
Just need a moment. This is intense though.
If Dawn needs to come in and give you the Heimlich or help you out or pat your back, I mean, Dawn, we won't even see you.
He's not even here. He went to take the dog out. Okay. No, I'm good. I just that's what happens. It's like, then you can't talk for like 5 minutes.
It hurts too.
I'm good now. I'm trying to why did that just happen right now during her reading too? You know what I mean? Like, interesting. I think
it's kind of what's happening. There's a little bit of it might hurt
right?
going down.
Like, what the fuck just happens? Like, I swallowed down the wrong hole and I started choking. That's intense. So with the shadow work, okay, I was gonna talk about this card and then I choked. Okay. What I'm feeling with this card is a lot of what's going on for you, Lindsay, is that you are like, there's so much more than just what's on the surface. What is so funny? There's so much more than what's on the surface right now. Jason, you need to tell me why you're laughing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. The reason that it feels all like mumbo jumbled, it's like you get like these really positive cards over here, and then you get like the Tower card over here. You get like, you know, the Sun, which is like, you know, be yourself and like express yourself and be out and trust that who you are is like really important. And then you get the Justice card, which is about like forgiveness, like learn to forgive. There's so much. It's like, I feel this sense of like overwhelm, and it all has to do with the shadow work that you're having to do right now. The shadow work is like everything that's happening right now in the relationship, in your life, is all teaching you how to basically heal yourself, heal your past, heal your trauma, and then be in a better space. And the moon too. The moon in the background of this picture is like the emotions. It's dealing with the emotions of it all. This is kind of an intense reading. I'm like, honestly, I'm like, I don't even know. Is it even making sense, Lindsay? What? Are you laughing because I choked?
No. I mean, kind of, but no.
You need to tell me. I want to know.
That was just what started it. I'm just trying to clear the energy. It's like, I don't know.
Oh my God.
Weird stuff going on this end.
Oh my God.
What was the question? We already-
The question
already did
was,
this. Already did it.
yeah,
Already
dude,
did
what
it.
the
Already did
fuck?
it.
The
I
question
don't know.
is, well, she said it feels like something has shifted in Tom. He's engaging differently with me, and I'm hoping to understand what's the most important thing to know about this shift. I think it's not done shifting. I think that's your answer. It's not done shifting. There's still work that needs to be done, especially because of the shadow work card. Are you having trouble with your Wi-Fi?
Hey guys, everybody order a mala from Jai so she'll get annoyed. Everybody order a mala from Jai this week so she'll have to make like 10 malas and she doesn't want to do it right now. So if you can all go and order a mala from Jai, let's have her making like 10 malas all weekend and she'll be sending me nasty messages all weekend. Please order a mala from Eagles.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, your screen is frozen, Jason.
What?
Is it safe to trust
What
the
happened?
shifting? Yes. Your screen is frozen.
What happened? My screen is frozen? Don't lie to me.
No, I'm serious. I'm not lying to you. What's a mala? Oh, I'll show you one of the ones. It is okay to trust the shift. Oh, you mean
Mala
like
at your
trust
mala.
that it's okay.
Am I back now, Jai?
Yeah.
Okay. What is she doing?
I am trying to answer Lindsay's question while I hold one of my malas that I made.
Yeah, I really like the chakra
Oh
mala.
yeah, this is a tantric mala, and the one that Jason has is a japa mala. So this one has 416 beads, and it's like they're really, really powerful and really intense. This one has rubies, gold, rose gold, and pearls, freshwater pearls.
Nice.
And the one that Jason's holding has opalite. It's got all the chakra colors at the bottom, so it's a chakra mala, and it's the traditional 108 bead mala.
Beautiful.
From like, well, they're both from India, but that one has like a guru bead and a tassel, and this type doesn't have a tassel.
So go order some mala. She's gonna be beating all weekend.
What'd you do with my mala? I know Danny wants this one.
He does?
Danny has his eye on this one.
I don't know if that suits you, Danny.
Dude, this mala is fucking intense. Like, it's the Kundalini Lightworker mala. That's what I call it.
Well, this one's pretty cool too.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool too. Jason,
really
I don't think that suits you. Oh my God. So I would say, Lindsay, wow, that's kind of a really
Lindsay,
question to answer. She's saying, should she trust the shift?
We answered her.
Yeah, but I
think
had
she got
like,
it.
she asked one more time though.
Oh, the same question?
Should she trust the shift?
You should trust the shift, but like I said, from my perspective, what I feel like is honestly, Lindsay, yes, because we saw that it's leading to, like, I had the Sun and the Justice card, and I had the Six of Wands. So it's leading to victory and it's heading the ultimate outcome. But I think what you need to recognize about this shift is that it's not a shift that's already happened. It's a shift. He's shifting. It's a shift that's happening because there seems to be some back and forth. So what I would say is it's kind of like, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. So it's not a bad thing. You're making progress, but there may be some backtracking along the way. So that's what it looks like to me based on the cards that I got.
Oh my God, Danny. Okay. He goes, I don't give a fuck what you think about my mala, Jason.
Of course.
Yes, okay. Brooke, yes, I make these,
Mr. High-Vibing Unconditional Love doesn't give an F about my feelings.
I
hasn't
make
given up about
these,
my
I
feelings.
make them, and yes, I sell them. And the thing that I love to do the most is make custom orders. Like you tell me what you want in a mala, and I look up the stones that will give you that energy, and then I make it. And you can choose if you want it to be a tantric or a japa mala, or you can check out also some other stuff that I have. I have some malas on my Etsy shop, which is Eagle Star Jewels on Etsy. You can check those out.
Don't order any that she's already made.
Yes, a mala. Okay, but Brooke doesn't know what a mala is. Who's next, by the way, so they can start putting up their question?
Okay, I have something. Yeah, who's next is Morning Glory. Morning Glory.
Morning Glory. Okay, put up your question. But a mala it's a spiritual tool. Like japa malas, the one that have 108 beads, are often used for chanting mantras. You use it to, you hold it in one hand and you count. Use it to count. That's kind of like the idea of the rosary. It's similar to that. And then so you can also just wear them when you're meditating. And the main use of it is like whatever crystals it's made out of, that's the effect. That's like the strength that the mala has. So you feel that energy, your aura gets infused with the energy of that crystal that you're wearing. It's just like wearing like a necklace of like moonstone or a necklace of, what rose quartz. It's like whatever the stone is, that's the energy that's like you're carrying with you throughout the day or whenever you're wearing it. The tantric malas are they're more a little more complex of a design. It's like a double helix DNA design, and they do infuse your aura with this like powerful energy. They're no joke, man. When you wear them, you literally feel it.
So you know what I have to say to Brooke, Danny. You know what I have to say to Danny? This. Danny. This is what I think of what you said to me.
Oh God, no, Jason, no.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. This card is such a giver.
God.
It's such a giver. Okay. Morning Glory, put your question up.
Oh my God.
Watch it, Danny. Tread lightly, buddy.
Oh my God. So who is it Valerie? Valerie?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, Valerie.
It's okay. She says
I forgot your name.
She says, what message or guidance does Spirit have for me in the next month or so related to health and love? Health and love.
Thanks for that.
Lindsay's reading made me choke. I can't even handle it. I was like, I'm going to be laughing about that for days.
I wonder if the person who made it, I wonder if the person who made the Dreams of Gaia deck, like if they ever thought about this card, and if they watched us, or if anyone's ever written to them, or who did make the Dreams of Gaia deck? Dreams of Gaia. Oh, Dreams of Gaia. Raven Phelan.
Send me an email, Brittany. Channel for Jai Gobind at channelforgrace.guru, and we'll start a conversation about it. Oh my God. Poor Valerie. You say health and...
Let's see what Dreams of Gaia has to say for you, Valerie. Oh, I've got the deck in my hand.
Health and love.
So you got the perception card from Dreams of Gaia. That is a real indicator that when it comes to love, especially, and health too, it really is about perception. You know, I believe what Abraham Hicks said is so true because I've been practicing that. That it's not so much what you eat, but the intention and what you're manifesting when you actually put that into your body. She talks about that a lot. Have you heard that, Jai? What Abraham says about like what foods you eat, and it's really about
it's vibration.
Attitude about it's the vibration.
Oh yeah, it's like
how you view the food.
It's your intention. Yeah.
So your awareness of something being unhealthy makes it 10 times more unhealthy.
Right. So like if you're like I should not be eating McDonald's, and then you go and have McDonald's, and the whole time you're eating, you're like, fuck, I shouldn't be eating this. This is horrible food.
But if you go
that's
get
what
McDonald's
you're eating,
and you're grateful for the opportunity to have food to nourish your body, no matter what it is, and you focus more on the gratitude and the nourishment, that it's going to have much more of that effect. It's really just about the power of your mind, and that's what the perception card is, Valerie. But I believe that I've been practicing that because I don't want to put on a lot of weight, and I've kind of been like I've been drinking 4-shot espressos with whole milk in them in the morning and stuff. So yeah, you know, I'm just living it up, y'all. But
I love it.
But I think
I want one.
Right. So I think it works, but I also think it's good to exercise too. And I'm about to start a cleanse. I think one of those 40-day cleanses.
Dude, we should do another group one together with people.
We really should. I think that our soul tribe could use it. Everybody's getting a little thick in the middle.
Oh my God, I almost knocked everything down.
Get that Purium going. Get everybody with their
thick in the middle.
Well, thick in the middle.
Good.
You also got the 6 of Water. This is an energy of connecting to your inner child and to that nostalgic child, that nostalgic feeling.
God, I love that card. It's beautiful.
Isn't that a beautiful card?
It's
everyone
very
in my
peaceful.
tarot class loved this card too. We were comparing the cards in Dreams of Gaia to the traditional tarot, like how this compares to the actual traditional 6 of Cups. So nostalgia, but you know, connecting, if you can connect to a certain memory in your childhood, like go back to a memory riding bikes with somebody, or when your family did something special, some memory that really you feel a sense of nostalgia and happiness to, you can connect to that feeling and attach that feeling to something beautiful that you want to manifest into your future. It's a great way to manifest, and I think that that's the message that I'm choosing to give to you, because I want to help you manifest some badassery into your future.
Dude, you got the strength card.
Nice.
Like I feel like you're finding your strength. Isn't that pretty?
What is she doing though? It looks like she's directing music.
She's doing mudras. It's mudras. It's this mudra on each hand.
Okay, I can't see the hand.
I know, I can't put it any closer either. Well, maybe.
There it is. Well, no, it's disappearing.
Christ.
There it is. Oh, girl.
What is going on? This is wild.
That is so cool, though. Now you're gone.
Disappeared.
You disappeared.
Oh my God. And then you got
Where did you go? What I want to know is, where did you go and how did you come back? Where did you go?
2 of Cups.
Dude,
you were asking about your love life?
You guys, I dreamed of a spaceship last night and it was crazy. Yeah. They're coming for us very soon. You never know.
Go take a shower, Brooke. Hey, Dewey. So here's what I'm feeling, okay? When it comes to health, you're becoming strong. You're like, your strength is like.
Wait, hold the phone. Did you just tell Brooke to take a shower? That doesn't seem like a very nice thing to say to somebody. Sorry.
He said, I need to go take a shower, but I can't.
I gathered. Sorry.
Oh my God. And then when it comes to love life, 2 of Cups. So I'm seeing like positive, I know it does, positive energy, like just moving forward for you. That's what I'm seeing.
Nice. Yeah, you also got the Justice card, which is listed as the Lust card. I don't know.
That's weird.
This looks more like the Strength card, actually, but it's actually the Justice card. It's the
Whoa,
Trump,
wait, what?
Yeah,
What
and
is she
it's listed
doing?
as Lust. I don't know. I've tried to figure it out. She's riding her lion. Let's not go there, guys. Yeah, and she's lustful, and she's feeling herself.
Oh my
She's
God.
pulling something down from another realm. I don't know. I've looked at this card quite a few times, and I've not. Sometimes the message is like really jumbled, but she's. Listen, I'm the last one to talk about a woman's sexuality, honey. I don't know what she's doing, but she's enjoying herself.
There you go.
And ew. Oh. So the message in that would be, Valerie.
I think she's stepping into her power. I think it's like that is
It does feel very powerful, and it's pulling something.
Because
like
look,
we were talking about
sensuality, like being okay with your sexuality is a big part of stepping into your power. I mean, it's funny, we joke about it, but like seriously, like acknowledging your sensuality, your sexuality, and your desire, right? Like that's a big part, especially for women. Because women are usually told to freaking push those things away.
What is that thing called? It's not a whip. It's one of those long like sticks with the little strap at the end. It's like a whip, sort of, right? Anyway, I was gonna say yes, like embracing your. What is it?
A little bit of X&M.
Yeah.
S&M.
She's feeling it though.
Oh my God, Danny, no, I'm not reading that out loud.
No, read it out loud. Read it out loud.
She says she's riding her pussy.
Danny. That she is, my dear child.
Oh my God.
Ew.
A harness?
No harness, no strap on.
Michael says he's afraid for his reading now. Oh my God, dude. Okay, look. That was a reading for Valerie, right? Yeah. So in essence, like just like everything that's happening right now, the fact that we're cracking up, the fact that we're laughing, the fact that Jason's losing it, the fact that like we're having so much fun, like that's the energy of your reading.
For sure.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like
it's about sort of letting go of control and really allowing that, like, well, you got the first card that I pulled for you, or the second was that Six of Cups, about like finding that childhood happiness, and like it is sort of about connecting to that giddiness, and maybe that's part of stepping into your power and sexual freedom or whatever this is about. But yeah,
there you go. Who's next?
Alicia.
What are the leftover names?
Alicia Keys, Alicia, Noel, and Michael.
Okay, 3 people left. Alicia, will you put up your question?
She doesn't want to do it.
Gaia Mama.
I don't want a question.
Gaia.
Aww.
Gaia has entered the room. Come here, Mama.
Gaia.
Come here, Oosh. Hey, did you have fun? They just went to the lake. What?
How's Gaia tonight?
She's good. She just came home last night after being in Portland for a month.
Wow.
Yeah, I can tell she just had a lot of fun. I missed her so much. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm sure you did. Is that the longest you've ever been away from her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A whole month.
Oh my God.
It's my dog, Gaia.
Because you were freaking out for like a few days when you went to Hawaii.
Dude, no,
Idea.
that's because of Leo. It wasn't because of Gaia.
Oh,
It was because of Leo. It was really hard to leave Leo. I was like dying. I was like, no one else knows how to take care of him. Like, I did like, ugh. But Leo's gone now, so Gaia's good. She did great.
Yeah.
It was just hard not to see her for a month. Your daughter? Yes, my daughter. Okay, Alicia says, I'm married and codependent financially to karmic 20 years, and I'm on a twin flame journey. What does Spirit want me to know regarding karmic and twin? All right, so she's been married for 20 years, and that's her karmic relationship. It's not her twin flame. So what does Spirit want her to know regarding both the karmic and the twin?
I got the Hierophant and the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands has virtue listed here. So I think it's very noble, whatever you've been doing in managing these very intense relationships. The Hierophant is definitely a representation of the spiritual nature of both of these. And this is the most beautiful Hierophant I think I've ever seen, I have to say. Look at this card. Can you guys see it? It's just really beautiful.
The key.
It feels very Renaissance era to me. The what? Ooh,
the key. The key always sticks out to me in that card.
Isn't that just a beautiful Hierophant in this deck? I mean, I just love it. It's just beautiful. And it's so, I think what you're going through, even with your karmic, 20 years, this is a beautiful situation. I love these three wands as well. You're going to swiftness. Okay, great. So you've got completion, swiftness, and the Four of Wands coming. So you've got completion headed your way after this Eight of Wands. So a lot of movement. You've got this rainbow. This swiftness is the word. So you're headed towards some kind of, I feel, a union. The Four of Wands represents more of a twin soul type of union. So it looks to me like you're moving. You're in a period of real transition, but you're handling these things in the right way with integrity, which is so important on a twin soul journey to, do the right thing over what feels good or is easy. And if you just set the intention for that, what I've noticed is the universe will protect you. It'll pull you out of situations when you're about to go too far or do the wrong thing. The universe will snatch you right out of it. So don't, just set the intention for that, Alicia, and it'll work out properly. I promise.
You got
Actually, you don't have to worry.
From this deck, the spirals of manifestation, which to me speaks of like the energy, the momentum that's starting to move. And then dream a beautiful dream, which means activate your dream mind, your intuition, your ability to inspire a new future for you.
And Alicia, I know if you have a twin soul and a karmic partner right now, that your dreams are lit up with these eclipses right now. I know they are, so don't pretend they're not. If you remember your dreams.
Cool.
Okay, next, that's it for Alicia. That's what I've got. I think if you're headed towards some real completion in this, and it's going to happen swiftly when you least expect it. When it seems like nothing's happening, it's because something's just about to, and that's always the case in these energetic situations. So, Noel,
thanks for your patience. I can't imagine how it's intense though. I mean, those moments where you're kind of like you're in between, you're in the limbo space. And it's a matter of making a decision.
choose love, not fear.
There you go.
Choose love, not fear. And when you love both of them, I don't know, buttercup, buck up, buttercup. No, I think it's it's sort of one of those things where you have to choose what's the highest good, what's for the highest good, right? And also
not just for you,
right,
for everybody.
that's what I mean, for everybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's going to be broken hearts, and also sometimes the answer may be yes, sometimes the answer may be no, and sometimes the answer may be not now, right?
Mm-hmm. Ask your question, Noel.
Oh,
and then it's Michael, right?
Right.
Okay. So we got Noel and Michael. Thank you guys so much for being here, by the way, everybody that's been hanging out. And especially those of you guys that are moderating Northern Comfort Tarot. That's Danny. If you guys are not following him, make sure you follow him. Also, Empress of Duality. That's Brooke. She also does readings. Thank you guys for moderating tonight.
We're just throwing Brooke out there.
Yeah, we are.
He needs to get out there and do it. It's a calling, Brooke. You are called. Many are called, few are chosen.
And if you guys are new to my channel, then, and if you haven't subscribed and you just kind of happen to find yourself in here, please subscribe. Come join the tribe.
Subscribe button.
Danny says, I think I needed to be moderated tonight. Noel says, I've been feeling very peaceful during this eclipse. Oh, what's your question? Oh, wait, no, that's a different number.
I can't. All right, guys, we're sorry. It's getting late.
It must be a 9.
Yeah, it's just getting late. That's all.
It's got to be a 9. I'm trying to find the right Noel.
What's your question?
It's not Noel O'Connor. It's Noel Caruso, right? Yeah, it's Noel Caruso.
Yeah, sorry.
Noel O'Connor, you're not the one that made the donation. It was Noel Caruso.
Wait. Yeah. Noel C.
It's Noel Caruso.
Okay. Oh, I don't know what Noel it was. That was your donation. That was your super chat, right?
I know, but I wrote down the name when because it was about to disappear from the screen, and I was like, shit, it's gonna disappear, and I'm not gonna remember who made the donation, so I wrote it down. So it's Noel Caruso. Gotcha. That is funny.
Are you still up in here, Noel Caruso? Where are you at?
Yeah,
girl?
she is. She is. She's about to put her question up. But that's funny. Noel O'Connor just put a question up. I thought that was funny.
Hey, we don't blame you for trying, Noel. A for effort. Somebody did that. Well, they didn't really. I kind of did it when I was doing my freebies the other night. Cecilia, either Cecilia R or Cecilia G got the question right, but I gave it to the wrong Cecilia. And they just went along with it. She got her free question, and even though she didn't really win. And then the other Cecilia was like, hey, I think I won.
Oh, yeah. Well, it happens, you know.
That happens, and I don't blame you.
Okay, so she asked, what can my spirit guides tell me? She says, I've been going through so many changes. Okay, you're transitioning. We all are.
This is like the time of change right now. That's what this literally what's going on right now is change.
One more. Okay. Well, you got the transformation card. Things are changing at a cellular level. So this is deep healing that's going on. It's going to bring up a lot of stuff that needs to be dealt with. So right now, what you need to do is break the chains. Break the chains from karmic patterns, ancestral patterns, rewrite your future. Whatever is holding you back from moving forward, those are the things that need your attention right now, because those are the things that need to be released.
Shit.
OMG.
Oh, sorry.
This is the age. This is the age of light. And you've been training for this for lifetimes, okay? So you don't be afraid of the change. Don't be afraid of the shift. Don't be afraid of the transformation, because it's you're exactly at the right place at the right time. And if you just open yourself up to go through the changes, you will see that it's all like being at the perfect place at the perfect time. Trust the niggle. What is that niggling feeling trying to tell you? Okay, the universe is trying to tell you something, and you got to listen. That's your intuition. And you got Sisterhood of the Rose, which is about connecting with soul family that is sisterhood family. It's about beauty, devotion. It's about being the priestess, or stepping into that priestess power, being the mystic, and being a teacher. So I feel like there's a mission here for you that is beginning to awaken, but you have to do the work, break the chains, in order for you to step into that and trust your intuition. That's what I got.
Six of Pentacles. This is about balance and reciprocity. And in this deck, it's the sexual magic deck. So she's like pouring something on her chest. But I think because it's going down the middle, the whole point of this is
Oh my God.
Moving right along. You also got the Ace of Air, the Sage, and the Three of Water. So with these three cards, especially, you know, the Three of Water, the Three of Cups is about, you know, collaboration and celebration. The Three of Water is more about celebration or appreciation of life. I think the reason that I say that is because she's doing this like underwater sort of ritual that is, it's like it's causing all life to sort of circle around her. That's I read somebody's assessment of this card once, and I loved it so much better than the book. And it's causing a ripple effect in the ocean as well. And it's her own, it's sort of her own brand of magic. Well, if you take that with the Ace of Air and the Sage, you know, the Sage has divine masculine qualities and divine feminine qualities in this card. And you've got this Ace of Air. I love the face on this thing. It's like the most intense, I don't know, it's just so like some otherworldly being that could come to you in a, maybe, right? Doesn't it just seem like some, you know, interdimensional being you maybe would see in a dream?
Like from another planet.
But it's so beautiful, right? Just intensely beautiful, not scary. I think just so beautiful. Yeah, so this is the Ace of Air. And you know, the Ace of Air is about mental thoughts, a new idea, or even a new perception or perspective coming in for you. And it's a new perception that you're gonna, or perspective that you're gonna add to the list of things you've already gained. And with the Sage, it's part of your journey, which is to sort of collect knowledge and things and people and animals. And a lot of this is about listening, not just listening with your ears, but listening with your heart and listening with your third eye, because there's a lot that's coming in right now. Like you said, a lot of change. Well, change is the thing right now. Mr. Aladdin, sir, have a wish or two or three.
You can't see my hand. I'm trying to rub it, but you can't see it.
You ain't never had a friend like me. I love that. I really like that background better, Jai. So yeah, it's all about transformation and understanding, and also faith. This is a time for you to really have faith in the process. The faith card is at the bottom of the deck. It's a beautiful card for you. I don't know if you can see it. The colors in this card match her background too. I think this card is really special. It's just so much about, and again, even with the faith card, it's about not just you, but all of the life around you, right? And you're going to notice change, not just within yourself, but outside of yourself right now. A lot of change, okay, in the world, in the actual world we live in, and also in, you know, nature too, in the living created world and the creation world. So yeah, that's what's coming through for her. Speak up, Jai. Rub that lamp. Boom.
I was trying, but it won't let me. Here.
I love that background though. A whole new world.
All right, Michael. Give her.
Michael, do it. I'm like a shooting star.
Come this one.
I can't go back to where. Oh no, she went back to where she used to be.
Because I like this one better.
Yeah, I do like the colors. Like it's kind of.
This is my jam, man. This is my
Pinky
jam
girly.
right here. Pinky girly. Just like these cards.
Right.
All right. Michael says, love you too, Noel. Been confused about how my soulmate and I have been relating to each other lately and need guidance and perspective. Thank you and blessings to you both. This is the last reading of the night.
Yeah. I ain't saying he a gold digger. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the masculine feminine card came out, and the three of what in the world is that? Three of
All right, Brittany. You need to take a break.
fire. Huh?
You. No, just kidding. Michael.
What is it? He needs to
Take
do what?
a break.
Oh yeah, that's or go on a journey alone.
Yeah.
Take a solitary journey.
Mm-hmm. Take
Maybe
a break
journey
from
within.
the relationship.
Yeah, there's something's out of balance that needs balancing, and it will require faith for you to do that. I mean, you have to be willing to kind of
Because
let go of any chance of like moving this way right now. It needs to go this way, like this way, but not this way.
it also says play. Like, are you taking things too seriously? Are you guys taking things too seriously? Because if you are, it's like that energy is more, it's kind of like the energy that gets you stuck. But if you guys are both able to flow with what comes up, then that's one thing. But if you're both taking things like way too seriously and you're not letting yourselves play and have fun and enjoy life, it's just not gonna get anywhere. Like you will both need to like take time out and then come back and look at it again, you know?
And once it gets so heavy, you can't go back and get somebody to play. So play while you can. Like just play. Got the Two of Cups here, so it's a beautiful connection. Two of Water, same thing. Beautiful connection. There's a lot of mirroring in these faces. You see these faces, Michael? They are the same faces in each, the man and the woman. I don't know if you can see them, that all the colors in their faces. It forms a heart. If you look kind of from afar, they're forming a heart, their bodies and their faces. It's just a beautiful image. And the masculine and feminine, the number 11 card. So there's definitely some balancing that needs to take place separately in order for you guys to come back together. So, and when you come back together, I think like Jai said, let it be light and playful and fun. It doesn't have to be heavy. When you end the cycle, sometimes when a cycle ends and you really have to let go of it in these energetic relationships, when you come back together, you guys have a strong enough energetic connection. You don't even need to rehash the old cycle and go into the heaviness. You can kind of just go, yeah, I know, you know, right? Yeah, let's just move forward.
Well, you got this card too. This is the age of light. And the age of light is about like lighter, right? It's like not heavier, but lighter. It's like we have to evolve to a point where we vibrate at a higher frequency. And so what that means in, you know, in your 3D reality is that you begin to look at things differently. The things that
Welcome to existence.
the things that used to bother you don't bother you anymore, and things like that. It's like things start changing and shifting, and your perspective changes, and you start to behave a different way, and then that changes the way your relationships go.
Right. And then what may happen is you may get to that place and they may not be there yet. And if you get to that place where they're like in the heaviness and you're in the light, and you're like you get kind of confused, like what's going on? Like you're just kind of like, what happened? Like, why is things so heavy? Why so heavy?
You'll know. You'll know.
Little laughing boy in drag, why are you crying? Like when you get that like question, you know what I mean? It's more about like they're gonna catch up to you eventually. And one of you has to lead that charge of the vibration raise, which is really the lightning of the spirit. So I think that's really good advice. Keep it playful.
Yeah.
But it's right now there's a balancing that has to happen between the masculine and feminine that's not there. That's the number 11 card too. That fire card that I held up, the balance, the masculine feminine card, that's also card number 11. So it's definitely about sort of moving through an energetic portal as that balance comes in. And that's what's going to allow the 2 of water to really be the energy between you two again. Right now, there's so much about that with the 3 of fire, the 3 of fire and the journey card. There's so much about sort of a solitary energy. Both of you sort of needing to be in your own energy, because you can't balance your own energies when you're sometimes in these connections that are so strong, because they so easily become codependent. It's time to break away and really balance your own energy so you can come back together in the right way.
Yeah. Because he's in the light and I'm confused. He was in the dark until recently. He's done a 180. Well, that's a good thing, you know?
So you're good confused.
If someone, yeah, right. If someone has made
a shift like that. Resentment?
Yeah, Well, either way, whatever, like it's asking you to lighten up, literally lighten up, take a break, play.
Like she said, play.
But just like ease, like just take it easy.
Don't sabotage anything in your life because of not understanding something. I feel like sometimes we get, I don't know that you're doing that, but that came through right away. Like don't sabotage something because it's not making sense to you. Just be grateful for, if it feels good, be grateful for it and sort of flow into it. We automatically assume someone's like gaslighting us when we're so used to like things being bad and like negativity.
Right.
Like, yeah. Oh my God, are you gaslighting me? Like, are you effing with me right now that things are this good? No, just go with it. You know, don't set yourself up for disappointment or raise your expectations too high, but go with that energy. If it's light and it feels good, go with it.
Yeah, you're welcome, Michael. Awesome. Yay. We have reached the end. Thank you guys so much for being here. For everybody that donated, we appreciate it very much.
Thank you guys
so much, and we really enjoy doing this. So, and for everybody that hung out and participated in the chat and supported in that way as well, thank you guys so much. Tomorrow on this channel, Danny and I from Northern Comfort Tarot are going live with Conversations with Spirit to talk about the crazy energies that are going on right now, how it's affecting us personally. We're gonna like share with you guys our experiences, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about my experience of getting married in Argentina during the total solar eclipse of July 2nd. So if you want to hear about my story and about our experiences and to share your experience too, then definitely come join us tomorrow.
Heck yeah.
And follow Jason, you guys. If you guys are not following Ray of Light, are you in the chat? No, you're not, right? If you're not following Ray of Light Tarot, make sure that you guys follow his channel too. And sorry, I interrupted you.
What was that noise?
That was Dawn in the kitchen breaking dishes. I'm just kidding.
Fortune telling. Okay, guys. Yeah, let's all come in and be trolls in the chat tomorrow for Jai and Danny.
There we go.
Fun.
Perfect.
That's all I was saying.
All right.
Guys.
Have a good one,
love
and
you.
we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.